clap to do the sound.
So I was first introduced to coming to Livingston when my brother and my dad used to come at the weekends. My mum used to work most weekends, so it initially started off with my dad and my brother being really interested, and then because my mum was working I started coming along myself, and then after that I just started to really enjoy it. I started playing football myself, and then just became a bit of a sort of family tradition on a Saturday to come along to the games and enjoy it with my dad and my brother. We sat in these seats here for quite a number of years, and then before that we were just further along there. But yeah, we were always based in South Stand. It was always like a family run club. There was always lots of people from like the different communities that were here, people that I grew up with as well. When I first came along it was always really busy at the weekend. The stadium was always near enough full for all the home supporters when we were playing in the sort of top flight back then. So yeah, just really enjoyed spending time with my brother and my dad, and we had friends that we made with the people that sat around us, which almost added to the atmosphere that we had every single week. And those people, some of them we still know to this day, others not so much, but it was always nice to have that atmosphere around you when you came to the games. Favourite memory would be the big day out that we had through at Hampden when we won the CIS Cup in 2004 against Hibs. It was the first time that we'd actually went through on like a big bus trip with lots of other supporters and things, so no, that would probably be one of my highlights and one of my favourite memories. In terms of favourite players, David Fernandez has got to be my number one. I just thought he's just really skillful, and he always stood out. He was always like a standout player every week when he was playing. Whether he was working hard or not, he always put in the effort and offered that extra skill that we needed during that time, which was great. I always found myself getting laughed at for, oh, what are you doing at the weekend? And some of my friends, I went to Rangers games since they were little, and I always found myself almost getting laughed at because they were like, well, why would you support Livingston? Like, they're not successful, they don't win things. And I think just having that stereotype of always supporting one of the most glamorous teams like Celtic, Rangers, potentially even Hibs and Hearts at points, it was almost like looked down upon. But when you look back to the memories that I had when I was younger, I do it for more reasons than just winning games. It's the sort of history behind the memories that I made when I was younger, and that's the reason that I still like it to this day. When I was younger there wasn't any girls teams when I first started out, so I started off going to mini kickers with my brother, and that's how I sort of got into football in the very beginning. My brother went and played football every Friday down at the local sports centre, and I thought instead of me standing at the side being bored for the hour and a half, I'll just go and join in. From then I eventually managed to move on to a very short time at Livingston Hearts, which I'm not really sure what sort of structure they had there, which then progressed on to Muirston. And I was at Muirston since I was about 7 or 8 years old until I was about 12, 13. From then I got scouted to go to Hibs, and I was at Hibs for quite a long time. About 7 or 8 years I was at Hibs and progressed through the ranks, playing with some of my good friends that I've still got to today. And then from there just made the step into women's football, so playing part of the development league, playing for the first team, and yeah, eventually getting the opportunity to come to Livingston. Waited quite a long time for them to have a women's team and have the set up here, so it's fantastic to actually get to play for the club that I support, so very, very grateful for that. Being able to wear the strip every week is great for me. I just absolutely love it. Going from sitting watching the men's team play here to now being given the same opportunities as them is fantastic. It's something that I love doing every week. It's nice to have that link as a club because a lot of clubs still don't have that structure in place, so it's something that I think we're very lucky to have, and we should really appreciate a lot more than what we do sometimes. For Livingston Women, I think obviously getting promoted to the top league would be the ideal situation. They should be up at the top league, they should be following suit with the men's team, always being the sort of underdogs within different leagues and progressing to the top is where I should see like a club like this being, with all the facilities and everything that's there. They've got the potential to reach there, definitely. In terms of the women's game, over the past 5 to 10 years it's changed significantly, and I think just continuing to give children the opportunity to participate in girls and women's sport and have the ideal job possibly being like a professional footballer is amazing, because that's not something that I ever had when I was younger. So just making sure that when we're representing ourselves here at Livingston, that we're representing ourselves as role models for younger girls and women for the future. To me, Livingston is like being at home. It's somewhere that holds a lot of memories, and it's just somewhere that has a sort of special place in my heart that I'll always be very, very grateful for.